Hello, this is coinmetallurgist, and this video is the Know Your Coins video about Jefferson Nickels. Jefferson Nickels are actually a coin that has quite a bit of interesting information about them. They have been the 5-cent coin of the United States since 1938 and are still running strong. The original composition was 75% copper, 25% nickel. That composition continues today. The only time that composition was different was during World War II, when nickel was needed for the war effort. The coins were made from 56% copper, 35% nickel, and 9% manganese. And manganese generally doesn't help the coin stay in very good condition. Let's talk first about the original design here. The obverse of the coin has a portfolio side view of Thomas Jefferson, who was the third president of the United States and was one of the founding fathers in the Revolutionary times. And the back of the coin is Monticello, which was Thomas Jefferson's home. Generally, what we see with these coins is that they will be began for the bicentennial of the birth of the president, or the centennial, 100 years, 200 years. But Thomas Jefferson, he wasn't born in 1738. He was born in 1743. So it almost seems like they should have waited 5 years before making this coin. And in considering that, what I found was that would mean that the Buffalo nickel, which was before the Jefferson nickel, would last for another 5 years. And nobody really wants that, because those Buffalo nickels, their design was not very good, and their dates rub off pretty easily. And I think that they were even less popular when they came out than they are now. I think far less popular. But Congress had a law where a coin had to be in production for 25 years before the coin could be changed or replaced without having Congress's approval. So as soon as the 25 years were up for the Buffalo nickel, the mint right away went in and changed the nickel to this Jefferson nickel, and didn't wait for the bicentennial of Jefferson's birth. The mint mark has changed location a few times, so that's something we should probably look at. In the beginning, it was on the reverse, and it was to the right of Monticello. And originally the Philadelphia coins had no mint mark, and the Denver and San Francisco coins had D's and S's respectively, which is fairly typical. In the war nickels that had the 35% silver, the mint mark was at the top of the reverse, right above Monticello. And you can see this one is a P for Philadelphia. So the Philadelphia coins here did have a mint mark during the wartime. And part of that is that in 1942, when they started using them, they already had made some of the normal composition and then produced some with the silver composition. And so they added that P to differentiate between the two of them, but continued to put that P on there. The more modern ones have the P or S or D on the front, on the obverse, right behind Jefferson. And I believe beginning in 1980, they started to put the mint mark on the Philadelphia coins as well as the Denver and San Francisco. I have heard that the initials of the artist were not originally put on the coin and weren't put on the coin until 1966. If you look at this 1965, there's no initials there. And then in the 1966, there they are. So quite a bit after the coin had been produced. There is a very significant alteration that was made to the coin in 2004 and 2005. These have been known as the Westward Journey series nickels, and they were made to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the Lewis and Clark expedition. So what the Lewis and Clark expedition was following the Louisiana Purchase. Lewis and Clark made an expedition to this new Louisiana territory, which is much bigger than the state of Louisiana. It consisted of a large portion of what the United States are today. So the first of the 4 coin designs in this series is this one, which should be titled the Peace Medallion, which it is. It depicts 2 hands shaking. This one with a sleeve of a military officer, and this one with a metal armband with an eagle on it, which is fairly hard to see here, being the Indian's hand, and above it with an axe crossed with a pipe. This coin design is depicted from the peace medallion that was taken on the Lewis and Clark expedition to give to Indian Native American chiefs, or to give to their leaders. And it depicted these handshaking and the axe and the pipe, and then it said peace at the top and friendship at the bottom. And it was just a medallion they gave them to show that the United States wanted to be their friends. And I guess one thing to mention before I forget here is that why it's significant that the Lewis and Clark expedition was put on the Jefferson nickel and not on a quarter or a $50 where we would typically see a commemorative feature. And the reason for that is that Thomas Jefferson was the president during the Lewis and Clark expedition. He was the one that promoted the expedition and organized it. So let's continue on here. The second image is of the boats they used, and keelboat is the name of these boats. They were actually designed, I believe, by Clark, and they could be navigated in various different ways, by rowing or with a sail or towing it from shore, and several other methods, so that no matter what terrain, what circumstances they ran into, they'd be able to continue on forward. And then in the 2005 coins, the obverse was changed, the front of the coin, to show kind of more of the right side of the face of Jefferson. And this Liberty, if I can show that better here, in cursive, this Liberty is supposed to resemble Jefferson's own handwriting, and this this portrait of him is supposed to be similar to a portrait or a sculpture that was done of him in 1789 when he was living. The two reverses in 2005 was a buffalo, which was a very important animal to the Native Americans. And the last is this scene of the coast, and it says, "Ocean in view, oh the joy," which is a quote from Clark's journal from the journey. And that's just commemorating the end of their journey and their exploration. And then following this Western Journey coins, the obverse was changed once again to more of a front face view of Jefferson, and continuing with that liberty in his cursive handwriting, and the mint mark was put directly below the date. On that 2005 coin, the date's here at the bottom, and the mint mark right below the liberty as well. The design from the 2006 coin that I just showed has been continuing on since, with Monticello continuing on the reverse after the 2004 and 2005 coins. So lots of interesting facts about the Jefferson nickel. It's been running for quite some time as the United States 5-cent coin, and it's a good commemorative coin in the 2004 and 2005 years. And I hope you learned something in this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like. If you have any questions or comments, leave those comments below. And if you'd like to see more, subscribe to my videos. Thanks.